So we're here with Steve Arbaugh of Interface America, and we're at the Corporate Social Media Summit. And Steve was just on a panel, and we're going to get some feedback from him, first and foremost, about why Interface America is here today.
Okay, great. Yeah, we were actually approached by corporate social media to come speak because we have a formal speakers bureau. There are 30 of us that travel at all times, doing approximately 300 engagements a year, and we speak on many topics. But this group actually approached my vice president of sustainability at our corporate headquarters in Atlanta, who passed the lead on to me, and my role is actually kind of a hybrid role. I work in brand marketing and alignment. I work with all of our brand groups to try to leverage the assets of our company across multiple business units. And so I was actually presenting a case study on our commitment to communications, which happens to include social media, online, and sort of traditional buckets, which we call, how are we communicating in print, how are we communicating online, and how are we communicating in person. And I think for us, the most important part, and what we were trying to communicate today, or explain, is the need for integration across all of those mediums.
Right. And so then how does your company do that then? I mean, how do you do that effectively? It's very hard. You have such a big operation.
Yeah. A lot of it's managed at the business unit level, to be honest, but at the same time, we create annual strategic communications mapping and planning. And we work across those mediums and make sure that there are lead stories, things we need to communicate. All of our communications is really about shared knowledge. It's about education, empowerment, and inspiring individuals in business. And therefore, what we try to do is map everything against that. So we have an annual plan. Then we certainly have things that come up that are very topical when there are shifts in the marketplace, and we integrate that in the plan as well.
Oh, great. So when you're at these events, because you have a very broad and deep understanding of these events and of what people, entrepreneurs, are looking for, what they're hungry for, what are you seeing and hearing the most?
Well, the highest amount of pressure and interest at the same time that we find is on original content, the need for original content. And then there's also, that's coupled with another pressure. We've seen our greatest success, whether it's open rates, length of engagement, or even creating a following on Twitter, revolve around enriched media. We live in a visual world. Everything is before us. And we're trained even as young people to watch television screens, computer screens. We're running through the airport and we're rushing to see CNN at the gate. It's really very visual, and people are eager for that. It's the way that you bring things to life.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And so how do you feel, this is my last question, what do you think needs to come out of an event like this? What are your hopes for what comes out of an event like this?
Well, today there were some common threads that rose to the surface. It was the fact that the majority of the people here have very small communications teams, much the same as my company. We're a $1 billion company, but we have a very succinct communications group.
Okay.
So if you have 3 to 5 people, how do you integrate, and then therefore what are you communicating, and how do you lead thinking? This group was talking a lot about agencies of record. Where do you find help? And I would say it really, you need to get help to form that sort of original content, and then also incorporate leaders. Step outside of your own 4 walls, because when you bring people that are either the voice of the industry or represent the voice of leadership and thought leadership, that's the most engaging to the audiences. And I think those are the common threads I've heard today.
Great, great. Are you on Twitter?
Yes, I am. Well, it's at Stephen Arbaugh, my formal name, StevenArbaugh.
Okay.
I'm a lot more active on Facebook. My Twitter following was more revolving around our chairman and founder, Ray Anderson.
Okay.
The book tour that we just completed for him, his new book, Confessions of a Radical Industrialist. And therefore my account was set up for that, but I'm moving into the other areas. But our company is constantly communicating across all mediums.
Okay, and what's your company's Twitter address?
Interfacefloor, FLOR.com.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good luck.